In this video today, I am going to show you how you can get exactly what you want in 2024. If it's more money, more love, more time, more freedom, doesn't matter what you want to get, I'm going to show you how you could do that. Have you ever wondered why no matter how hard you work, you still seem to be moving forward very slowly, or you're easily distracted? And when you get distracted, you start one project. Before you finish that project, you go on to another project. And before you finish the second project, you already started on the third project. Well, what if I were to tell you that that is your way of making sure that you're not successful? And the reason you're doing that is because you have been lying to yourself for so long about what you're going to do that your mind, your body, your spirit does not trust you. It doesn't believe what you say. And so before you can get internally disappointed, you start on another project. I'm going to tell you that if you take the time to not just, quote unquote, create goals, but you also take the time to vividly vision the completion of that project. Let's say that project is a 30-day project, a 3-month project, a 9-month project, or even a year project, because it's like the beginning of the year right now, and you've got some goals that you, quote unquote, want to achieve by the end of the year. If you are willing and able to put yourself in a position to think way ahead. Imagine the end of the year and you're sitting down and you're looking back at what you completed, and you can physically see that in your mind. You're going to be able to achieve your goals. See, the thing about it is that it's really not seeing is believing. It's believing and then seeing, and even more important is envisioning is then seeing. So if you can envision, think about that word. It's like inner vision. If you can see it inside, you can then create what it is that you want. And I'll give you an example. I have been wanting to do these videos for you guys for a long time. But at the same time, I didn't want to do the videos because I didn't think that I would show up in the way that I wanted to show up. And because I didn't think, i.e., believe that it was possible, I would start the project and stop the project, start the project and stop the project, even though I really wanted to get it done. It wasn't until I stopped, sat down, and actually physically visualized in my mind a whole year of delivery of these trainings that I was able to actually do it. But what's the real cool part about it is that once I started envisioning, once I had taken the time to envision the process of delivering content to you, my subconscious mind gave me opportunity and put in front of me ways to get it done, such that I didn't have to go searching and searching. It came to me. Explanations on how to deliver the videos, how to show up for myself, how to show up for my people. Because more importantly than showing up for myself, showing up for the people I have been put here to serve means that every Wednesday I need to deliver a video for YouTube so that I can help you guys also achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Over the last 14 years, I have been working with CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies, creating business opportunities, growing sales teams, revising promotions and productions and operations, and creating strategies for these companies. But I've also wanted to work with the person that has 0 employees, 5 employees, 30 employees, 10 employees, and help them build their vision. I believe the work that I do is, I actually believe that I build people who build businesses. And if that's what I'm supposed to do, the only way I'm going to make that happen is if I show up for those people on a regular basis. That being said, I had to figure out how that would happen. How could I show up and help you do what you do? I remember one client in particular who it's been 7 years now. When we sat down and we did the intentional visioning exercise with her, it was a little difficult initially for her to see that she could um, actually have the things that she wanted to have. But once we pushed past that, once we actually got into the mindset of envisioning and imagining what her life and her business would look like um, 5 years from the time we were sitting there, she was able to actually, in a sense, come back here and make that happen. And that's what I want you guys to do. Envisioning is simply giving yourself a chance to step out into the future and, in a sense, look around at what you see. And you say, well, how can I look around at something that hasn't already been created? Well, here's how that happens. If you're a believer, then you know that God is eternal. There's no present, there's no future. It's just eternal. It's just all the time. Time is time, and it doesn't stop just because it's moving forward. It doesn't stop. And in God's time, it already happened. So when you move out of your body and go into the future, you're actually going out there to that time where God is and seeing what's already out there and coming back and actually simply then doing the work. See, that future envisioning is simply allowing you to see who you want to be. Who is that person in your future? And then what would you be doing in that future? And then when you come back mentally to the current space, you're then able to do those actions that you need to do to have what it is you want to have. The being part is how you think about the future. The doing part is the actions that you take. And the having part are the results that you get. And all of that happens when you start to actually envision, like inside yourself, imagine what the future can be like. So for 2024, as we are sitting here right now in this time frame, for you to figure out how to have what you want by the end of this year, you got three little things that you have to do. The first thing you want to need to do is figure out who you want to be. How do you do that? You go out into the future, you're going to sit down in your chair, you're going to get yourself a notebook in your hand, and you're going to imagine. Take yourself out into the future and imagine anything and everything that you could possibly want to have happen over the course of this next year. And then you're going to come back and write it all out. Write till you can't write anymore. It should be colorful. I say put it on the bowls, meaning, when you look at it, you're saying it's December 29th, and this year has been amazing. My company has done $100 million in sales. And right now, I'm sitting in my new office, in my new desk chair, looking at my team, if that's what you want. Or I'm sitting in my new home, in my new office, and hearing my children play outside. And I'm looking around, and these beautiful blue walls look exactly like I imagined they would last year. And I have this amazing desk and credenza now that it took me a whole year to find. Those are the things that have to come up in your intentional vision so that you actually physically write down the things that you've seen when you actually take yourself out into the future and imagine it. And once you've done all that, then you simply start being that person. What do I mean by start being that person? I mean, you take on the persona. I know they say this thing like fake it till you make it, but it really isn't faking because you're becoming this new person. You are being that person by doing the things that the person who has what you want to have has. And the only way you can do that is to actually start doing those actions, taking action. So what you actually do is you set yourself an intention on the front end, you make a decision on the actions you're going to take, and then you take action. It's like Mel Robbins says, you count backwards from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you blast off and start being in action. And after probably the first 5 or 10 seconds of taking action, you completely forgot what was holding you back. So today, as we talk about going into this new year, I want to say to you, first, figure out what you want, set an intention to get it, and then make a decision beyond the choice, because you choose what you want, but it's the decision to cut off all the other opportunities, all the other alternatives that makes the difference between a choice and a decision. So once you decided what it is you want, just take action. And you say, well, I don't know where I'm supposed to start. You don't have to know where you're supposed to start. Start from where you are. If you were this new person that you want to be, what would you be doing? If you want to be a salesperson that sells to 100 people every month, ask yourself the simple question of what that person would be doing. Would they be doing one sales call a day, or would they be doing 10 sales calls a day? Would they be doing 100 calls a week, or would they be doing 500 calls a week? Whatever that is, that's what you do. And it's not a surprise when the results that you have envisioned in your mind start showing up, because you are already being the person that has the results you're looking for. I hope that this blesses you and keeps you moving forward in a way that allows you to be as intentional as possible. Until next time, until next Wednesday, when I see y'all again, happy investing and being intentional.